Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome in. My name is Cynthia. This is going to be part 3 of a little mini series that I've just done here over the last 4 days. So it's following a single story pretty much. Although I'm kind of finding that a lot of the themes are probably going to be, even though it sounds very specific, I think it can translate across a lot of different people's personal situations. So if it doesn't resonate, it's not for you. And like most readers say on YouTube, that's true of pretty much every single reading. If it's not clicking, don't try to force it. This should be confirming things that you've already been suspicious of, or suspecting, or intuiting, or whatever. It shouldn't come as a big shock. It should come as more of like a confirmation. So in the first reading, we picked up on a masculine that is leaving a situation and a community behind that was sort of like a toxic community, a dark community, or a group of people that was just not operating in an ethical way. He was leaving that group behind and coming towards you, and there was somebody in that group, like a karmic feminine type energy in particular, that was really upset about it. But it also could be the whole group that's not approving of this and trying to intervene. That was in the first reading. Then the second reading was more focused on you and not so much on the masculine. And it was talking about you stepping into this really abundant era where you have like the tables have turned and you're on the top of the wheel of the fortune, right? Like you're can't miss kind of energy. Like you got 3 10s, you got a 10 of cups, a 10 of pentacles, and a 10 of wands, I think, and the wheel of fortune. So it was like, holy shit, you're really about to break wide open into an entirely new era of your life. And there were 2 kings that were going to show up at the same time. Not only the masculine that was in the first reading, but somebody else connected to him also is going to be showing up to try to both work with you. And they're in competition. So there's 2 kings coming through, possibly 3 for some, because there was also a king of cups that came through later. So that's the surprise that maybe neither of you see coming, is that there's this third person that's going to also try to throw their hat in the ring, basically, for to work with you or to be with you, right? Like in a love relationship or whatever. So let's just get into it. And I'll link the first 2 readings in the description box if you want to check those out. Especially you should check them out if this is resonating for you, whatever comes out in this reading. And I might do more of these. I was inspired to do a series, a long form reading for a particular situation a few days ago. And I like how it's coming out. So I might do more of these. They're not going to be the only kind I do, but I definitely, especially if you like this kind of reading, if you like watching and listening, let me know in the comments. And thank you also for subscribing. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you like my work. And come back for more. I'm really appreciating watching my channel grow. This is really gratifying for me. And I really appreciate you. So what's going on in this third? And I intended for this to be the final part of this situation. What's going to be important for you to know now regarding this circumstance here? Gosh, I went out of town and my cat is really, he's been acting kind of weird ever since I got back. And I think it's because the trip was really hard on him, but I'm kind of starting to worry, like, Jesus, he's sick. So if you hear him yowling in the background, that's him. He seems to be only doing it around his food. So I think it's something designed to affect me in some way, like either to get me to feed him more or whatever. But it started while I was gone. He's never done this, and he's doing it like crazy lately. So he doesn't seem to be hurt, but he's acting like it's really dire. So he's a little smarty, and I think he's trying to trick me into abandoning this kind of food that I have for him that he's not a fan of, and I think he's trying to once and for all get me to get rid of it. That's what I think is going on, but sorry. Oh, wow, this is a very promising. So this is nice to see right away, although I will say it's very hot here. It's supposed to be 97 today, so that could just be literal. Like the sun is shining. We're in the dog days of summer in the northern hemisphere, where everything's really dry and hot and desert-like. We might not even be able to burn a fire, a contained fire where I am at this point. It might be too late for that. But joyous, fun times. A decision is showing here again. So this could be that decision about the two masculines competing. And you have a very discerning energy. You're a Queen of Swords, so you're not about to deal with any fuckery. You're really gonna be serious about these two kings showing up and being in competition for you. You're not gonna take any bullshit from either one of them, and you're pretty discerning, so you really don't have anything to worry about. This is also really joyful. This is a funny combination. It's a funny combination of cards down here because it's really happy, but it's also like you're not going to fuck around. And these guys are going to fuck around and find out with you, right? If they try to fuck around. So it's kind of a funny, playful energy at the beginning, but you're not playing. That's what it's saying right here is like these guys might try to be like, hey, ha, like make you laugh and do things to like joke around and lighten things up. And you're like, well, who's laughing? I'm not. Go do your performance or whatever, right? Like you're a tough critic here is what this is saying. I love it. Yeah, these you're a Queen of Swords inside and out, through and through. Like I feel you've got really good energy. I'm really feeling your energy because so yesterday these kings, or in the last reading, these kings are showing up pretty cocky, gonna compete for you. Now they're pages because they've seen that they're dealing with the Queen of Swords. So they're like, we better get humble real quick here, or she's gonna tell both of us to fuck off. That's what's coming through. And you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do all the work here. I'm certainly not going to indulge any bullshit. These people need to be serious or they need to go. I'm not going to entertain a bunch of games and antics and shit, right? You don't have time for that. You're not going to waste your time working with these two yahoos if they're not going to be serious. Well, they've realized that. They've smartened up real quick. They're not in any way acting cocky. They're coming very humbly before you at this point because they sense this Queen of Swords energy. Right on, Queen of Swords. Yeah, they are going to be pulling out all the stops to convince you. They're really going to be doing, these are like two birds doing a mating dance, competing for your attention. Like two roosters. They're going to be bringing out all their best moves on you to try to get you to work with them and to link up with them and to forget the other one. They're really going to put on a demonstration. Yeah. And it's the same energy. You're headed towards really happy times. So this is what's important for you to know. And I think it's great that this is ending on a humorous note, because when I picked up on the two kings before, what I picked up on was that it was really stressful for you. This impact was that it was going to be really stressing you out, even though it's a good problem to have. And we were kind of joking around in that last reading about, you know, if you wouldn't have confided in someone about it, they'd be like, screw you. You have these two good looking dudes fighting for you. Like, why is that a problem? Like, it was something like that. Yet you were really stressed about it. It wasn't enjoyable for you. You weren't into it. You're a Queen of Swords. You don't want to be messed with. You're tired. You've been on this journey for a while, right? You're like, I don't want to have to be tested anymore. I'm exhausted. And what's so great about this reading coming out is that it's saying, do not worry. Do not trouble your pretty little head. As they say, you have really nothing to worry about. It's all coming for you. These guys are being humbled as we speak by the fact that they can tell you're not messing around, that you're carrying yourself with a lot of dignity and regality, and that it's serious, that your heart is not a game to be played with, right? It's real. You're serious, you're dead serious, and you're calm and you're waiting and you're like, okay, what have you got? You're up. What are you going to tell me, right? What are you going to say that's going to make me, that's kind of your energy. Not all men can handle that. These men can. They've humbled themselves, and that's a good sign. One of them wasn't the most sincere that we picked up on, and that's maybe what was going to be worrying you, is that you don't want to be fucked over again. You don't want to be fooled again. And one guy was not the most sincere, but he even has realized he can't come in like a cocky dude that he might, like a pickup artist, just with anyone. He's going to have to humble himself for you, and he may not like that. That might reveal something. In fact, that's kind of coming through. The guy that doesn't like humbling himself for you, that might be one to kind of keep your eye on about whether he's really got the best intentions. Okay, he might just want to, and guys like challenges, even if they're not in good energy. So that could be he's sucked into the challenge, but that's just all it is for him, as a challenge. There's men like that they don't really want you. They just want to get over on the dude that they're fighting against. And it's about competing with the other man. It's not even about you. It's about winning against this other man. Okay, so that's in play. That's all kind of channeled. So let's see here. What are we going to tell us some more about? Let's find out some more about this shady man, the one that's maybe going to still be kind of tricky, even though he's realizing that you're not just any person that he's trying to win over. He's realized that his usual tricks probably are not going to work with you, and he's going to humble himself just like the other one. But that's the thing, is that he's probably not going to like doing that. So tell us more about him. What is the trickster? What's the trickster guy's energy here? What's his, so we can help you know who he is, or if this reading is for you. And again, the genders can be switched, and that's true for all three of these readings. It could be, it came out where there were masculines competing over a feminine, but it could be the other way in terms of how you show up in your body. So just keep that in mind, that the story might resonate for you even if you're a masculine here. So who's the shady, who's the king that wasn't really so on the up and up? Tell us more about him. So how will we recognize him? So you may go back with him. You may have a connection to him and his bloodline somehow. You may be family friends that go way back, but you may have a past life with this person. So there may be something about him that has ancestral energy. Like when you're around them, you feel somehow that there's a meaning associated with that, and that can happen through a karmic relationship. Even though it's a karmic relationship, you still feel like there's something playing out between you that's meant to be. Only it's not necessarily like something fated and destined like a twin flame, right? Like it's just a lesson that you were meant to learn. It could be something like that that goes back in your past lives or in the lives of your ancestors. Yeah, he's got a very lustful energy, but it's pretty dark, like an addiction. This person has like a sex addiction, possibly. He's not somebody that, this is confusing and kind of interesting. It's saying that he's a divine masculine, but he's being negatively impacted by like an ancestral curse that was supposed to bring him nothing but endings and difficulty and being emotionally unstable. This is like a bloodline curse on him. So it may even be that he's not necessarily a bad person. He might also be a divine masculine versus a karmic masculine, but he's been really weighed down by what's causing that? What's causing this instability in him? What I'm picking up on is that it's like an ancestral curse. Like he might have, and addiction runs in families. So this might be something like he's got behavioral patterns that run in his family that are really toxic and that can make him very emotionally, mentally unstable. And it goes way back in his family line. What is making him like this? Yeah, he's way out of balance, and he's in legal trouble. So that's interesting. He's not showing up in good energy, but he is a good person. So that's what this is saying here. And I wonder if he knows that. Because if he knows it, maybe it's workable, right? Like if he knows that he's got issues that he needs to work on, you know, some people that's okay with them, right? Other people maybe not. They might be like, it's just too late. Good luck on your healing journey, but I'm moving on. Does he know? Does this masculine that's kind of in trickster energy, does he know that? Does he know about his true nature, or is he, I mean, what is going on here? Things are not what they seem about him, right? And we are in the full moon in Aquarius. Someone's working against him, and it's someone that's been spying on him and doing workings against his heart chakra. That's what's going on, to make him in this dark energy, to make him unstable and get him into legal trouble. This is really wild and not what I expected at all. So then now I want to try something else, because I asked about the masculine that was going to show up kind of in trickster energy. So now tell me about the masculine that's not in trickster energy. Tell me about the masculine that's showing up sincere. And again, this is not going to be for everyone. So if you're like, what is she talking about? This isn't for you. You can just stay and enjoy the reading if you like, if you're entertained by it. But don't worry, okay? This is only going to be for who it's for, right? So now tell us about the guy that wasn't showing up as a trickster. Tell us about the guy that was showing up. So that's so interesting, because the first guy is showing up in a mask of like being a player, but he's actually a good guy. And things are not what they seem about him. So now what is it about the other guy that was going to show up authentically? Tell us about the authentic guy here. Spirit, wow, this is so nuts, because I don't understand. So this guy's the older guy of the two. He's going through finding something out about a relationship that he was in with a mature woman. He may have married someone that was emotionally unstable, and he's not emotionally unstable, but his life is unstable because of this other person. So that's really interesting. What's coming out here is that neither of these people are bad people. One is coming in that's not going to be he's not what he seems. Like, he's a good person, but he's going to come across like a player, or like, do you know what I mean? Because he might have learned some player ways from his family, right? That's what that came through, was like this ancestral bloodline. He might have learned some shady ways from an addicted or cursed bloodline in his own family, and that's what he's fleeing, is this toxic group but that imprint is still all over him. And so that's going to take time for him to undo, for him to work through, right? That's what that was all about. And you're like, well, maybe, you may be open to that and you may not be. Now, this other guy who's coming through authentically, he's coming through telling the truth about his situation, but he's coming with a lot of baggage also, because he's going through a messy, messy separation or an end of a relationship where his partner was unstable. And now he's going through the change of that and getting a divorce and having to protect his assets and stuff like that. So it's two different men with kind of complex situations going on. One from his family of origin and two from his in-laws. The second guy is from his in-laws, right? So, and that's explains a little more why you're in this Queen of Swords energy. If you're like, I don't know if I want to be with either of these people. And I said that in the last reading. You might be like, nah, I don't want to mess. I don't want to walk into a mess. I want your happiness is assured. That's what's coming out here, because it's saying it again. This Nine of Cups and the outcome is coming out for you, Divine Feminine, because your happiness is assured, because you have done all the work. These two men are going to come in and they both have a case to plead to you about why they want to be with you. This is very joyful, okay? It sounds complex and messy as fuck, but it's actually really happy. This is a really happy occurrence that you may have never saw or thought would ever happen for you, right? You might have been like, these are the kinds of things that happen to other people. They don't happen to me. Well, now what you're finding out is that they do happen to you, and they are happening to you. What's the sun? What's the sun here and the Nine of Cups for you, Queen of Swords? Because you're not about to take any, any shadiness or trickery. So what's the joy for you? What's coming in? What's the joy? What's the joy coming in for the Divine Feminine in this situation? Divination in the upright on the bottom of the deck, and that was in play before because there was black magic being practiced against you or against the masculine, right? And both in some situations. And so here it is in the upright, showing me that that's going to be over with, right? Like there's no more dark workings or spying into your life. That's the first joyful thing, is that any divination work, like you might be a high priestess, is going to be a positive thing for you, right? The end of the third party situation, that's what you have to look forward to. It's third party situation in the reverse, so that's over with this Nine of Cups and the Sun. The older man, there's an older man that's no longer going to be involved. So maybe that's, you're not waiting anymore. The wait is over. The wait is over. Your imprisonment in whatever had you trapped in the sort of dark workings and stuff that was set up to block you and to interfere with your progress, because you're on the rise. That came through in the first reading. You have all these things going for you. You're on the rise, and these people don't like it, and they're trying to like stamp that out. That's over as well. Waiting, being blocked, being in a third party situation with this mature man is over. It's not happening anymore. The dark family situation that he was embroiled in is over, and that you've been impacted by is over. Gift in the reverse. I don't know what that means here. Okay, so everything that was being sent to you is being sent back. They're going to be getting their karma. That's what's going on, because these things are in the upright. The gift is in the reverse. Everything they were sending you is going back to them. and it's impacting them at this point. What do you have? So that's over, and that's probably a very welcome message, because my sense is that you know that this has been happening. You've been defending yourself. You're tired. That's why, again, why you're this Queen of Swords, is you're like, fuck this bullshit. Like, I don't want fuck all to do with anyone that's going to bring this kind of shit to my life anymore. And this is very good news, that really take it in, that this is going to be over. You're not going to have to defend yourself anymore. They're going to have to be facing their own karma. You've cleared the blocks away that they've been putting in place for you. What else do you have to look forward to? You're going to see this. You're going to see their karma play out for this Jezebel in particular. They're going into poverty. What they wanted for you is what they're now going to get. And my sense is that you asked to see this, and I relate. I have an enemy. Maybe more than one, but one I know of for sure. And I'm so fed up with how they've behaved that I do want to know what their karma is, even if it makes me uncomfortable, because I'm a lover. I don't like to see anyone suffer. And that includes people who've caused suffering. It's uncomfortable. Nobody, if you're a feeling person, you don't want to watch another person suffer. Well, I, at some point, was so fed up with defending myself that I was like, I want to watch this person's karma, please. Like, I'm not going to get revenge. I'm turning this problem over to my higher power. I'm going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to transmute this crap. I'm going to rise above it, because I'm not a messy person, right? I don't go in tit for tat directions with people. I don't waste my time with a Jezebel that's got a problem with me because they're threatened by me or whatever, right? But what I do want is, I want to witness, or I want to be privy to their karma when it starts happening. And what's showing here is that this is very painful karma for these people that were acting against you, Divine Femme, and probably against the Divine Masculine as well. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be never-ending karma that they're going to be living out in this life. And this is what they wanted for you, okay? So this is very important that you know. Don't feel bad. This is what they earned and brought on themselves by wishing this on you and doing workings to end you and end your life and end your reality and make you look crazy, make you feel unstable, make you in poverty, make you homeless, make you blocked, make your star fade, right? All of that is what they wanted for you. This is what they're going to be getting. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's a joy. That's part of the joy for you, is your vindication, okay? It's probably been a long time coming. That may sound cold-blooded, but it is what it is. You're going to be vindicated, and you're going to get to watch it happen. So enjoy. Get your popcorn and enjoy it, because it's going to be a pretty intense show. So let's find out a little bit more, because what I picked up on is that you ended up choosing the Divine Masculine, kind of. So we're going to do just a little bit of a layout now about what it's going to be like for you and your Divine Masculine. Let's just do that for fun. What it's going to be like. What it's going to be like if you're with this Divine Masculine who isn't what he seems. He might show up like a player, and he's actually not. He's trying to do the right thing, but he's got his old culture around him, right? And that would make sense. Culture came up in the second reading in part 2. So what do you have to look forward to with this masculine, this Divine Masculine? Clarity and truth are coming on the split with the Ace of Swords. You have truth to look forward to. Hi, Grandma. I put my grandma's picture out here again. This is Georgia. My grandma, Georgia Schneider, she's a knockout in this picture, and she's wearing the tiger's eye necklace that I have here, which I love, that she's still... I didn't realize she wore it so much, because this is quite later in life, and she had it most of my life. What do you have to look forward to with your Divine Masculine? Yeah, he's coming in with an apology, and to tell the truth, you love him in your heart. You're open to the apology, and you're thinking about, is he going to make an apology? He's creating his future. He's very focused on making his reality, what he wants it to be, highly focused on it. He's a master magician, is what he's creating and realizing for himself. And he wants to work with you. He wants to work with you. He knows that you can make beautiful magic together. This is what's coming through. Yeah, he wants his 10 of Cups with you. This is amazing. Okay, so that's a wild twist to come out in this part 3, is that there were going to be these 2 masculines coming towards you. One of them was going to be in kind of trickster energy. To me, that would have been a big warning, except now what it's coming out is like, oh, the trick is that he's going to seem a little rough around the edges, but he's actually a divine masculine and he has a heart of gold. And it's super joyful. He knows what he wants. He wants to come towards you. He's bringing this 9 of Cups that was just in the... I have goosebumps. This is so beautiful. I have goosebumps, and you very much deserve this. Very much. You're being vindicated. You're getting love. This divine masculine wants to be with you. He's a master magician. He's a master creator. You love him in your heart, and he loves you. This is a Knight of Cups representing him in your heart. And in your mind, you're open to him making a gesture of apology or recognition. A beautiful family is coming for you with this masculine. I'm going to clarify the 3 of Cups because sometimes in a love reading that can mean a third party. Tell me about the 3 of Cups, but in here with all this positivity, it's striking me is that because along with the 3 of Pentacles in his heart, he wants to build this with you. You, him, and a third reality, either a business that you create or a baby, or the relationship itself is a divine relationship, right? What is the 3 of Cups here? To me, it's a very beautiful representation of the 3. Yeah, it's the 3 that are still, it's the 3 here in the 5 of Cups on the split, only it's, well, let me just see here. Okay, so that's interesting. Like, maybe this competition is not going to go away so easily. You're going to have to deal a little bit with a competing third party. There's still going to be someone competing, and you're going to have a choice about how you to protect yourself from that, is what this is saying. So now let's get some more clarity on that, because this is very happy. Don't let this ruin your reading. But it's just saying these third parties are not going to go quietly, apparently. They're still going to be raising a stink about this, and you're going to have choices about how you want to deal with it. What do you need to know about the competition? Who is the competition here? You're an earth angel. He knows that. This is a divine union here. This is a divine union with you, an earth angel. This divine masculine's an earth angel as well. It's divinely guided. Yeah, there's someone that doesn't like it and that wants to block your intuition and trap and not. It's because of your rising coast. Okay, so in the first reading you were being shown as a rising star, right? And on a glow up. Moving on, you were doing beautiful work. What this is saying is that you're like a high priestess. You're quite intuitive. This is a divine union, and you're going to recognize that, and you know that about your masculine here, okay? But there's still somebody that's, and it's probably their third party, although it might be yours, your ex as well. They're very angsty about this, and they're going to do whatever they can to sabotage you. It's just right here. You're going to have to really make a choice to keep protecting yourself against this third party. What else about this third party? Because this is a really happy union. It's just that there's someone that's against it still, that you're going to have to figure out as a couple what to do. Yeah, because they're not into this relationship. They're upset that you're having this relationship. Okay, so it's the mature man here. It's not even in this case, although the Jezebel energy that was on your masculine side of things, his ex, was still involved. This is saying in your future, this mature man is still going to be competing for you and showing up in the upright, saying he can't live without you, right? Or he really wants to be with you, and please give him another chance. And right, but he's operating from that dark community, and he's doing workings on you to try to get you back in a shady way. He's actually the manipulator, and he's going to be trying to do love magic on you to get you to come back and trap you. You're intuitive, though. You're going to be able to see this, and what else do you need to know about this? It's interesting that it's the masculine in your life. It's not the karmic feminine third party. He feels abandoned because you left him. Yeah, he's doing dark magic. He's going to keep trying to block you. It's right here. You're on an ascended path. You're ascending. It's not going to be blocked. You can't. He's trying to get you to quit rising. He doesn't want you to be this rising star and rise out of his life. He wants you to stay small and stay with him and not step into your destined path and your wheel of fortune. And yeah. What's some advice for you? Let's do that. Let's pull some advice for you about how to deal. You're going to have a choice about how to protect yourself. That's what it was saying. So I'm just going to pull some advice for you around what to do about this guy that's going to keep trying to block you. I mean, it's still happening. They're not going away easily. They're not giving up easily. You're succeeding, so just know that. But what's some advice for you? I'm going to pull this out of the Horror Oracles deck. What's some advice for you in this situation with this masculine? He's like the dark priest, or else paying a dark priest. Like, he's not messing around either. What is your advice for dealing with this masculine that's not going to give up, that's going to try to convince you? Don't go with him. Go, stay with me. Don't leave me. For him, it's about the competition. He might be the kind of partner that competes with you as well as another masculine, right? Like, he doesn't even want you to win. He just wants to have you or possess you, right? But he doesn't want you to do better than him. What's your advice for dealing with that masculine? Help me in the reverse. This is from The Exorcist. Stick it out on your own. Transformation is not always a bad thing. So for one thing, it's telling you don't jump into bed with whoever, because everything is not quite as it seems. And we're in that retrograde full moon energy. So it's best to maintain that Queen of Swords discernment right now. No matter how much charm either one of these masculines are turning on to try to convince you, you're going to be best served by using your discernment and watching and waiting. And that came through in the first reading, when we use that example of King Solomon, where he had to kind of do some additional questioning of those two women who were both trying to claim motherhood of the same baby, until he was able to discern through his wisdom and right questioning which one was actually the mom. That's what you're being recommended to do here, is don't jump too soon. Just watch and wait and listen to what these men are telling you. Fertility next. The energy is coming from you. Don't be afraid to stoke the fire yourself. Self-righteousness can lead us down a path largely of our own making that can be personally disastrous. Remaining open to cultural and spiritual differences creates the possibility of understanding and connection with others, and can help avoid outcomes rooted in foolish judgment. Rituals, be they personal or social, may be productive in ways not immediately apparent. The energy is coming from you. Don't be afraid to stoke the fire yourself. So I think that's a good advice about making sure to keep your own energy cleansed and on the up and up, and just go within. Follow your own inner light, follow your own discernment and wisdom, and keep your side of the fence clean, right? Keep your energy clean, keep your ethics in place, keep your moral compass on point, right? And then the woods. Interesting. The woods is the last card in this deck, and it's here in the upright. Reliance on technology can make it easy for us to overestimate our abilities, and may embolden us to cavalierly venture into situations we probably should avoid or have even been warned about. If such devices fail us, or we kick them away in frustration, we can find ourselves in unfamiliar, unforgiving terrain. In this case, do we focus on the forest or the trees to find our way? It's the overall picture, the forest. So just stay focused on your overall picture, what you want for your own life. Keep your discernment in place. Keep your own energy cleansed, in check, healthy, in alignment, and use your discernment right now. That's what you need to do, and that you won't be taken in by that man being deceptive, right? You just have to trust your own discernment there, and use your discernment, and don't be too hasty, because you want gosh, where did I just set that booklet? It's weird. Oh, right there. I was gonna pull some tiles, but they're over there. I don't want to get up and grab them. So now we'll pull some ungame cards, maybe, to end this. This is a therapist tool, questions that can be helpful for you, Divine Feminine, as we close this out. So as these two men come towards you, you don't need to rush. Just take your time, use your discernment, go within, watch what they're doing and saying, and put it all together. Watch the whole package, right? Keep your eye on the forest, not individual words or actions, but on the whole picture. Talk about your eating habits. So are you taking in healthy information, clear information, clean eating? Are you taking in nourishment, or are you taking in crap? I take this to mean information as well. Like, are you just watching whatever and taking in whatever, or are you using critical thinking with the material that you watch online about the world, right? It's just one example. Are you just going to buy whatever line this person tells you to get back into your good graces, or are you going to look a little bit deeper, right? That's a first question. Talk about responsibility. What is your responsibility in this situation, where it talked about keeping your own energy clear, right? Just make sure you're being responsible for yourself. And then talk about taking risks. There may be a little bit of a feeling of a gamble ultimately once you make your choice, but it's just saying you've got what it takes to keep protecting yourself. Be willing to take a risk when it's time. What disturbs you about the people with whom you live? So yeah, this is what we're talking about with that mature man trying to have you come back. Like, what's been this man's behavior, or the other man, right? Like, what concerns you about the people you have experience with, and watch for those signs. So this is great information, and know that the Sun and the Nine of Cups are coming for you. no matter what. You're not going to be disappointed or left behind. In fact, you're going to be really excited with the outcome of this situation. So it's just important to know that. Oops. I don't know where I pulled those from. Oh, right there. So I think that'll do it. I hope you loved this 3-part reading, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.